And here you'll see the crowd erupting at this town hall where he starts to talk about Doge and how great Doge is, and people start just leaving. They're like, this is a bunch of nonsense.
Have you ready to go? Ready to go? Ready to go? Don't marginalize my life and what I've done. Don't do that. Don't marginalize Don't do that. Don't marginalize theirs. We have to agree on certain things.
Going back to MAGA Republican Congresswoman Nancy Mace for a second. So this is what they're doing. If you want to get booked on Sean Hannity right now, state regime media, cuddling up to Vladimir Putin, lying about everything, prices are up again. So Nancy Mace.
Did you know Republicans have lost control of Congress in the last 5 midterm elections when a president had unified government? And now Grumpy Trumpy's trade war is making his own party break out in hives about 2026. A new poll shows 55% of Americans think he's screwing up the economy. But here's the real kicker. Anthony Scaramucci, who Trump hired then fired faster than a reality TV contestant, says Republicans might actually form a whole new party to get away from him. Is this the beginning of the end for the GOP as we know it? You're going to want to see this train wreck in slow motion. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now, back to the video. Did you know history is basically giving Republicans a giant middle finger? Yeah, like the kind of middle finger that comes with a neon sign saying, "You're screwed in 2026.
Or MAGA Republican Congressmember Derek Van Orden trying to mock Democratic Governor Tony Evers by saying, "Great job, turd. How many kids in Milwaukee can read?"
Have you ready to go? Ready to go? Ready to go? Don't marginalize my life and what I've done. Don't do that. Don't marginalize Don't do that. Don't marginalize theirs.
You go and you do things like this. Because let's face it, the MAGA Republicans want to talk about anything other than the fact that Donald Trump is destroying our alliances, crashing our economy.
Trump and his Republican buddies are sitting on a ticking time bomb, and the fuse is already lit. Let's talk about the curse that's making Republicans sweat through their red ties. Every single time, and I mean every time, a president has entered office with unified government in recent decades, their party has gotten absolutely demolished in the midterms. It's like political clockwork, and Trump's crew is next on the chopping block. Remember all that winning Trump promised? The kind where you'd get so tired of it you'd beg him to stop? Well, history has other plans. The pattern here is absolutely brutal. Every president since Jimmy Carter back in 1978 has watched at least one chamber of Congress slip through their fingers during midterms when they started with full control. It's not just a trend, it's practically a law of political physics at this point. The Republicans are celebrating their victory now, but they're secretly freaking out about 2026. Why? Because they've seen this movie before, and spoiler alert, it doesn't end well for them. They've lost control in the last 5 midterm elections, when their party held both Congress and the White House. That's not a coincidence. That's a death sentence waiting to happen. What makes this especially delicious is how paper-thin their majority is right now.
Jones is headed for the worst April since the Great Depression, but the MAGA Republicans will continue to post away like Nancy Mace saying, "You bark, I bite," cuddling up to Vladimir Putin, lying about everything, prices are up again. So Nancy Mace.
Do you know how many black men in America?
And here you'll see the crowd erupting at this town hall where he starts to talk about Doge and how great Doge is, and people start just leaving. They're like, this is a bunch of nonsense.
I don't agree. What the Doge is doing is they're examining the records. They're providing their findings. Congress has to weigh in on those.
They're firing people!
This works. If you're just upset.
The Republican grip on the House is so fragile it could snap if someone breathes on it wrong. They'd lose control if they dropped just 7 seats in 2026. 7! That's nothing in political terms. That's like losing your car keys in your own living room. It happens without even trying. Meanwhile, Democrats are already circling like sharks who smell blood in the water. They've identified 35 Republican-held districts they think they can flip, and they're feeling pretty darn confident about their chances. Republicans know this, and it's keeping them up at night, staring at the ceiling and wondering if they should just enjoy these 2 years because the party might be over soon. Trump's disapproval rating isn't doing them any favors either. It's currently sitting at 43%, which is almost exactly where it was in November 2018 when Republicans got their butts handed to them and lost the House. History doesn't just rhyme in this case, it's practically plagiarizing itself. The really juicy part? Trump's congressional buddies only have about 2 years to ram through all their big plans before voters potentially show them the door. It's like being told you have 2 years to eat at an all-you-can-eat buffet before it closes forever.
After Governor Evers says the 2025 NFL Draft of the Year, the winner is our kids and our future, and that apparently triggered MAGA Republican Congressmember Derek Van Orden, who called him a turd and said, "Ho many kids." It's how. Good morning to everyone except men who wear Daisy Dukes. Hey, Nancy, I know you're all about this performative, like bullying and punching down to marginalized communities.
We have to agree on certain things.
Going back to MAGA Republican Congresswoman Nancy Mace for a second. So this is what they're doing. If you want to get booked on Sean Hannity right now, state regime media,
you better believe they're going to stuff their faces with legislation while they can. But here's where it gets truly fascinating. This isn't just some abstract historical pattern that might repeat itself. The Republicans are actively making it worse for themselves. Trump's actions right now are setting up dominoes that will start falling right as we approach 2026. Think about it. Trump promised to make America great again. But if his policies tank the economy or drive up prices for everyday Americans, voters aren't going to care about his slogans. They're going to care about their empty wallets. And when voters' wallets hurt, they take it out on whoever's in charge. The Republican strategy seems to be full steam ahead without considering that the train might be headed toward a cliff. They're banking everything on Trump's personality cult being strong enough to override the basic political gravity that has taken down every unified government in recent memory. What makes all of this extra painful for Republicans is that they know it's coming. It's like watching a horror movie where the victim keeps walking toward the closet where the killer is hiding. You want to scream, "Don't go in there!" But they just keep moving forward, pretending everything's fine. We're witnessing something fascinating here. Trump promised his followers eternal Republican dominance, but might accidentally be digging the party's grave instead. Even former RNC chair Michael Steele is predicting an implosion, comparable to Trump's failed Atlantic City casinos, calling the party's Trump devotion an atrocious investment. Meanwhile, Senator Rand Paul is literally warning that Trump's tariff obsession could trigger another Republican wipeout, similar to historical electoral disasters in the 1890s and 1930s when similar trade policies were implemented. The real question now isn't just if Republicans lose in 2026, it's whether the GOP as we know it survives Trump's economic experiment at all.